Hey everybody, Tim here for today's review of Doctor Who, story number 258, two-parter, the finale, the season finale, Dark Water, Death in Heaven. I absolutely loved it. Oh God, I had so much fun with it. And it's kind of weird because, it is the season finale. Rather than going top to bottom, kind of jump everywhere. But I don't like the Cybermen. Like, realistically, if you looked at every Cybermen story, I have liked very few of them. I loved the first one, like going back to the first Doctor, but like, what is it, the 10th planet? But overall, most of the time, I don't like the Cybermen. This one was actually really good. It was kind of all over the place, and I just really enjoyed it. And I thought they did such a good job of just throwing curveballs, and you're like, what's happening right now? Like from the very opening where Danny gets hit by a car and he's dead, and you're like, clearly that's not going to be a thing. Like they wouldn't do that. Nope, they did. So I was like, okay. The whole like 7 keys when they're at the volcano and she's just chucking the keys in the lava. I was like, this is a bit much. Like this is over the top. This is too much. And I didn't like it. I was like, this is dumb. And then when you realize, nope, it's a dream sequence, and like the Doctor like knew exactly what she was doing, I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Like they got me 100%. I was like, nope, okay, you go. Like I fell for it. So that was great. This episode also has one of my absolute favorite lines where he's like, do you think that I care so little that betraying me would make a difference? And I was like, oh my God, like my heart broke and I was done. I was like, this is so, it was so perfectly done. Like, and that's a line that nobody else could have delivered. Capaldi did such a good job. So once we get to the Nether Spear, I was like, okay, what's happening? It's interesting. The watery tombs with the skeletons, and I was like, I'll be honest, I didn't get it. I did not know what it was about. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Little skeletons. It is what it is. Whatever. Missy kissing the Doctor. I was like, shit. Like, because, at this point, like I said, I did not watch this when it first came out. Like, it had already long come out the first time I ever watched Doctor Who. And so I already knew who she was. So I can't even imagine watching this for the first time with the big reveal. And when she just kisses him and then she's like sucking on his nose, I was like, this is brilliant. Like, I love everything about this. Michelle Gomez is so good as Missy. Like, I will literally, like, the only reason I got through Sabrina was for her. Like, she's a fantastic actress. But it was great. God, there's so much. Once you figure out, like, that the Cybermen are the skeletons, that's where I was like, at first, I'll admit it, I was like, oh, fuck, not the Cybermen again. And then I was like, no, that's actually kind of interesting. So I really liked it. That was good. When Missy, again, because it was already aired, so I didn't know who she was, but I was trying to be in the mindset of, like, let's say I didn't know who this was. What would I think of this? And when she's teasing him and she's like, you know who I am. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, I'm the one you abandoned. I'm the one you left for dead. My first thought was actually Susan. Like, because he left her on Earth in the future. But I was like, oh my God, like, could this have been the return of Susan as a villain? But granted, I immediately was like, no, they wouldn't like discredit the character that much. At least I would hope they wouldn't. At least I would hope they would get Carol Ann Ford to come back. But when she's like, well, I couldn't call myself the Master, I was like, oh, it works. It was so great. Now, for me, the Daleks, the Cybermen, and the Master are way overplayed. Way, way overplayed. So, I want to see more of, the Ice Warriors, even the Silurians. Like, I want to see more other characters, even other Time Lords. Like, we got the Ronnie, we got the Meddling Monk. I would love to see the Celestial Toymaker return, stuff like that. But we finally get a female Master, and I loved it. I thought it was a great reveal. Now, years and years and years ago, before new Doctor Who had started, Moffat wrote a little short movie. Was it the Curse of Inevitable Death or something? And it was fantastic. It's a great movie. You can look it up on YouTube. It's fantastic. And it's the first time we see the Doctor become a woman. But the fact that he was able to change the Master into a woman and BBC let him do it, I was like, that's brilliant. So, anyways, episode 2, Death in Heaven, we see Osgood and Kate Stewart return, and I love the, like, well, bow ties are cool. So, I love that. The whole thing of, like, well, Missy knows where Gallifrey is. Does she? Like, anytime the Master says it, it's like, no, not really. But still, it's kind of fun. I love where she's like, hey, Missy, you're so fine, was perfect. Like, honestly, as an American, I don't know if that song's really popular, like, in other countries of the Mickey. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. We start getting more clues of, like, when we first saw Clara, she talks about how she got the doctor's number from a woman in a shop. Now we know who the woman is. So that's interesting. Once we start seeing all of the Cybermen, and, like, everybody's a Cyberman, Danny the Cyberman, that's where I was like, wow, they actually killed his character. Like, I was amazed. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then it's kind of, sort of, not really, the final appearance of Lethbridge Stewart, where it's really sad that Nicholas Courtney had passed away, the only actor who had starred with every Doctor as an actor from 1 to 7. And I was like, that's amazing. And then he even appeared in his final technical appearance as Lethbridge Stewart was the Sarah Jane Adventures. And I'm really kind of sad we never got to see him with other Doctors or more modern Doctors. But in this episode, they do say goodbye to him, where Kate had the line of, like, he always wished that you would salute him. And in the last part of the episode, you just see a Cyberman, and then that's when the Doctor salutes him. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. So I really did enjoy it. I had a great, like, I had so much fun watching it. Now, I've said before, like, my favorite, as far as New Who goes, my favorite Doctor companion duo is Eleven and Amy, 100%. Like, they work so well together, and I absolutely love them. Now, so this is, what, episode 9? I think it's episode 9. I don't write down the seasons. But, or it's 8. I think it's 8. 8 or 9. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But overall, I absolutely loved, like, this whole season. And I think this is actually the best season I've seen so far. Like, does it have the greatest episodes? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't have the worst episodes either. Like, it's the most consistent. Every episode is perfectly balanced. And I had so much fun watching it. Like, this, like, after getting through Eccleston, and especially Tennant was a chore. And I loved Matt Smith. It was so much fun. But this, like, just took off. And I was like, this has, like, for a while, I was like, I think I need a break from Doctor Who. Like, I think I'm getting burnt out because I am not having fun anymore. This right here has, like, rejuvenated me. I had so much fun, and I'm just enjoying the fuck out of it. So, curious what everybody else thinks. Go ahead, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you guys next time for Last Christmas.